Hi, I'm Jim Gordon.
I'm Lita Leapins.
And welcome to a very special edition of Our City Tonight as we celebrate 7 years on the air. We're beginning our 8th right now.
Well, yes, we definitely are celebrating, and we're very excited that we've lasted this long, Jim.
Yes, we're also very excited to be out at Coquitlam's newest restaurant sensation. We don't get out to the burbs enough, and I'm glad we're out here. It's a great bar restaurant called Bar Restaurant Nello. We're going to talk to our old friend Shane May and his much more talented daughter. That's coming up. Can you hear me say that? Did I say that out loud? They're both very good, but he's been on our show a bunch of times. This will be her first appearance. We're going to talk about some of the food and the cocktails they've got here, and we're also going to talk about some great memories over the last 7 years. But I have to ask, it looks very nice, but you got a little ABBA thing going on here right now with the glitter. What's going on with that?
Because we're celebrating. Sparkle. We've got some sparkle in our glass. Well, who are you? Banachek?
Wow, nice reference, George Picard. Banachek. Yes, as a matter of fact, I am Banachek, actually.
Well, let's...
We'll figure out the clothing thing and we'll get on to Our City Tonight.
Well, for our first walk down memory lane, we've had a lot of really great actors on the show.
We really have. Young, old, new, not so new, but all very, very talented. Here's a little look. With Julie and Erica, they're coming home.
Yeah, I mean, I just like it here. This is where I grew up, and it's...
Back from is my music video that I directed with the Riverdale team who shot it for me. It's called Dollar Torture, and it was done for...
It is. It's challenging, and it's really unique. There's no other acting job an actor would get in their career.
From Shakespeare to Vampire Apocalypse, I mean, it's totally night and day. I think...
George, it's good to see you again, pal. You're just off a flight from Mexico, where I'm happy to hear that you took some time off.
Yeah, it's well-deserved time off with friends and family, and that's the biggest thing that matters.
Absolutely incredible. Did you do all the stunts yourself? Did you have to prepare, train?
No, I mean, we all did all the stunts. Meaning, we all did, the stunts did. Great.
In there, but they can get out very easily. Yeah, because, you know, delusional people are sometimes incredibly lucid and are able to manage their situation.
Really fortunate to be sitting here with a very special guest previously from Coronation Street, and I believe the show started in 1961. You've been with them ever since?
Oh, that's before
And he is a man boy what did you say?
Los Angeles, we played, and Florida for 5 weeks. That was bizarre. No one in Florida wants to see Shakespeare. They think they do.
Dinner theater.
They think they do. They go to this office. They're all 100 years old, and every night somebody would shout out, "I can't speak louder."
This segment is sponsored by the Richmond Sentinel, providing news, entertainment, and human interest stories in print and online.
Strange Advance, a Canadian iconic band formed in 1982 in Vancouver, British Columbia, were nominated for a 1983 Juno Award as Most Promising Group of the Year and again in 1985 as Group of the Year. Their first 2 albums, 1982's Worlds Away and 1985's Two, were Canadian gold-selling records.
And Strange Advance, some of the gang are here, Drew Arnott and Rob Bailey. And a new single, guys, and a new album, and they're touring. We're happy to see everybody back out on the road again. Guys, thank you for joining us here on our anniversary show. And
Happy anniversary.
Thank you very much. First of all, congratulations on the new single. We were saying before we went on camera, you guys really have not lost a step.
Thank you.
The sound is as good as it was 40 years ago.
Well, that's very nice to say. Thank you.
Tell us about the new single and the new album.
Yes, please.
Well, the new single is called Perfect Day, and usually when I write songs, it can be about absolutely anything or nothing. But this particular song was inspired by a scene from a film called Soylent Green.
Oh, that's
an old sci-fi.
Give away the ending.
I know, you just
Spoiler alert.
Exactly. But anyway,
and Edward G. Robinson.
Edward G.
legendary
Robinson,
actor.
and funnily enough, well, I guess it wasn't funny for him. That was his last film role. He died 2 weeks after shooting.
Wow.
So, and he died in the film. So, anyway, the last thing he experienced was his perfect day, and because the world had gone to hell in the handbasket, and time to check out. So, if you checked out early, they gave you a good meal, pleasant surroundings, and beautiful vistas of films of the way the Earth used to look, and etc. So, anyway, it was an important movie for me, and it inspired the song.
We love your music. It's just so great having you guys on board. And Rob, you were talking about you got quite a crew together now that you are touring again. Hooray! You're back on the road. Tell us a little bit about your crew.
We're really fortunate because what we have is this interconnected collection of old friends, basically. Ian, our guitar player, played with Drew in the original touring incarnation of the band, and our drummer, Ross, and I played in a band for, we were the first electronic music kind of trio in the club scene out here in the 80s. And then I played in another band with Ian, and done some session work with Alex, our bass player, who was in the Paolas, and it's unlike any other situation I've ever played. There's no politics. Everyone's just like, oh, we're too old for that. Let's just have fun. And it's really been a real joy to get together and just play.
Absolutely.
Well, you sound incredible.
They do, and we were saying earlier too. You all get older. Fun is different than the fun we had. In fact, the first time.
Fun is legal now.
Fun is legal now. That's right. Certain types of fun are legal. We always like to ask this, guys. Drew, we'll start with you. Your sound was so distinctive when you came out. Who was influencing you? Were you looking at groups like, maybe I'm off the market, but like Kraftwerk or Joy Division? Were those bands, or jumping with other ones that may have influenced you?
Kraftwerk for sure. They were one of the first, sort of electronic, groups, and that made fantastic music without the technology that we enjoy now. But Daryl and I were totally into the UK scene, so. And of course, we played in bands in the 70s. We didn't show up in the 80s. And so it was like we had a giant love for David Bowie, Genesis, T-Rex, Mott the Hoople, all those bands. And that's sort of where our musical, background, took us. But but apart from that, the 80s, my God, things exploded, and it was just, remarkable. New Order and Depeche Mode and all those types of groups, and also the instrumentation, determined a lot. I fell in love with an instrument called the mellotron, which featured heavily in We Run and Worlds Away and all that kind of thing. So. And we were one of the first groups to, along with these guys, to get into synthesizers. And that opened up all new vistas for us. So
Anything the fans can look forward to that's a little different at the shows?
Well,
yes.
One thing, yes. The answer is yes.
The short answer is yes.
But when we toured originally, it was an expensive proposition to tour, and of course you're totally dependent on the record company for financing things. And this time we're doing it on our own. But remarkably, we've got way more production now than we've ever had in the past. We've got like a visual artist working with us who's coming up with great content for projections and stuff. And we've got lasers. We have lasers, so we're very happy about that.
Oh, fabulous!
No, the visual artist guy that we got worked with Skinny Puppy and toured all Europe with them and everything. And he's fantastic. And so we're really excited about the collaboration. It's going to be pretty exciting.
And I'm sure when you look out in the audience, there's at least 2 generations there.
At least, yeah. No, I get stories all the time. People who have turned their kids onto our music, and probably their grandkids by now. But yeah, no, I hear that all the time. And of course, 80s music is so much more popular now than it's been for a long time. So, any kid that's into that, and then hears our music, it's like relates to it. And it's just really surprising to see fans, show up on Facebook or whatever, and like they're 25 years old, it's like, really,
And there's been orders coming in from Germany, Texas, all these people are commenting on the Facebook fan page going, I wish you guys were playing here. And were we ever ever played there or released down there or even played on the radio.
Social media can do some good. YouTube and everything.
Yeah.
Hey guys, congratulations on all this. It's been such a pleasure to have you join us, especially on this episode. We really enjoyed having you, Drew and Rob, with the new album, the new single. It's fabulous, and look for them on tour across Canada, guys. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
I know.
This segment was sponsored by the Richmond Sentinel, providing news, entertainment, and human interest stories in print and online.
Well, it was so great to talk to those guys. I'm such a big fan, and I'm still such a big fan.
And the music, the new stuff is great. You know, just wonderful. So, and you enjoyed the concert as well.
Sure did.
Anyway, it leads us into another flashback. Over the last 7 years, we've had some wonderful musical guests on this show, new and old. And here's a little sample. There have been some great moments on this show, and we hope you think the same, but there's also some personal favorites too. Here's a little look at some of the ones I really, really cherish. Writer, director, producer, songwriter, talk show host, actor, serious, comedic. He's all that, and he's Canadian from Kirkland Lake. I'm happy to be here with Canadian icon and acting icon, Alan Thicke. Alan, thanks for a few seconds backstage.
Thank you, my pleasure. They awarded me a talking stick, so I guess I've used it. Wonderful, the Canadian icon.
That's a nice gift, isn't it? That's
I love it.
Squamish Nation.
Terribly flattered and truly honored.
And seemed to move really well into adulthood as an actor. Talk to a bit about that.
Well, I did start as a tiny, tiny child, you know. My parents owned a hotel when I was little, and my mother always wanted to be in this business. She was, in a way, for a long while in her younger life, and it didn't work out for whatever reason.
Jim, those are great, and well, here's sharing a couple of mine. Now, you speak 5 languages, you sing and speak in 5 languages. Your repertoire includes American standards, French chanson, your original tunes, but also Brazilian music. Tell us a little bit about what your most impactful jazz influence has been as growing up and becoming a singer.
Yeah, I love that you mention all these things because, you know, these days, look, we all just throw ourselves into the pot with all sorts of music from all sorts of genres.
Oh, mushrooms! Oh my God, and salmon! Oh my God!
to visit the baby goats, visit the baby sheep, which is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Well, we're taking a break from our memory lane, and I'm sitting down with Nello's bar manager, Olsen, who has some fabulous cocktails to share with us, and he's going to tell us a little bit about each one.
All right. So what we have here first is the La Veranda cocktail, which is a twist, a subtle elevation on the very popular Aperol Spritz. We have Aperol as we have here, a little classic soda water and Prosecco, and where we've elevated, we've added some fresh lemon juice and some rhubarb bitters. So add just a nice soft sweetness and perfect for summer on any patio.
So La Veranda patio.
Patio, exactly.
Perfect. What do we have next?
This is the Cafe Luna. So what we have here is a coffee vodka from local Langley Distiller Roots and Wings, which I'm very excited about. A little bit of cacao and a little bit of an Irish cream mixed with cold pressed coffee that we do here at Nello's, and some oat milk.
Perfect for me. And you said this could be before dinner, after dinner. How about for breakfast?
Absolutely. The oat milk, it's almost like a porridge. Yeah.
Kind of like a latte.
You can do whatever you like with this cocktail.
Perfect.
Yes.
Thanks, Olsen.
Thank you.
Lead, I'll tell you, we do a lot of different things on this show, but our viewers have told us many times that this next group of clips and the subject matter is by far their favorite.
Well, everyone likes to eat, and definitely people like to drink. So here's sharing some of our favorite culinary moments.
That's right, time to do a little cooking and, more importantly, eating.
Well, we're here with Chef Elliot, and you have prepared some pretty amazing dishes here. Can you give us a little bit of thoughts on what we have in front of us?
Absolutely. So we've got a few dishes that are small plates we would serve at a reception or something like that if you came to the hotel.
Right.
Not quite a full main course. I don't know if you're that hungry, but I think that these should be good.
We're always hungry.
We're here for the main courses. And Mark, I guess the common thread here really is all about sharing.
Yeah, this is food that's, built for sharing and made with love. For our leg of lamb, this is definitely a signature from day one. Forno roasted. Sure. It's incredible value and really, really nice for a whole family. We slow roast it for quite a long time.
And Sheldon, let's start with some stuff that we can enjoy in-house, dining in. We've got a little sampling here for Valentine's Day.
So this is just part of our menu. We have a few other options. So here we have some oysters to start with. Everyone likes some fresh oysters to start with. We have some grilled Hokkaido scallops with some fresh pea shoots and a smoked herring beurre blanc. And then over here we have a sable fish with some house-made gnocchi, some caviar, and some very nice zucchini ribbons.
We're back here in Richmond at CHEK Restaurant Bar, and I am now joined by Executive Chef Stephen. Stephen, look at this brilliant food in front of us.
First step is each steak gets our custom Old Chicago steak spice, and that combined with our beautiful Montague grill is what creates this amazing crust on the top of each steak. So the whole process is actually really fast because it's super hot. So all these steaks took about 4 minutes to cook, and then of course they rest for a minute or two to allow the juices to kind of calm down, and then they get brushed with some beautiful garlic butter, and then a sprinkle of our finishing salt for that just kind of crunchy pop of salt.
This looks just scrumptious. What do we got?
So this is our steak tartare. It's on a grilled country bread that gets dressed with some cured sun-gold tomatoes. On top of the chopped beef is some grana padano and some chive flowers. So we have our roasted halibut with an arugula pesto, white bean and leek cassoulet with a little bit of arugula and pickled shallot.
Regular item on our menu, it's our charcuterie board. Seasonal fruits, seasonal cheeses as much as possible, stuff that we've gone into seasonality. This is our prime rib sliders, which is a bit of a nod to the fact that we have a very successful prime rib Sunday night.
I like that. Yes. Hazel mojito. Okay, I'm loving that. And Lita, what is that here?
Well, Katie, what am I about to try?
It's called the Royal Thai. It's one of our non-alcoholic beverages.
Perfect.
Yeah, so it's a mixture of coconut cream, leafy juice, and leafy help as well. Blended
Excellent.
together.
Wow,
Very nice. And?
Oh, it's perfect. You're not having any.
there's some great culinary memories from the last 7 years. We're going to create some new memories right now here at Nello's. We're talking with Chef Adam. We've got a few dishes you're going to talk about. We're going to talk about more food. Don't worry about that. But Adam, you've done some great work with some classic stuff here. I will hand it over to you. What are we looking at first?
So basically, first things first, we have a tomato, onion, burrata salad. Tossed in a citrus vinaigrette and served with a little bit of a balsamic reduction on the bottom of the plate. We also have some fresh torn basil, a little bit of an infused olive oil over the top, and just finish it with salt and pepper. Very simple, very classic, clean flavors.
Yeah, perfect size too. I know the May family and anything pasta I want to try if they're involved. So that's what we got here.
So right here we have our lasagna. Basically, we tried to take a little bit of a play on it, just based on where normal lasagna is layered, stacked, whatever. And basically, so what we did is we decided to roll it like a cannelloni.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
Pack all of that flavor in there. We have it stuffed with a burrata bolognese. And there's also some fresh prosciutto that we've layered in there and rolled it. As well, it's served with a rosé sauce with the burrata bolognese and our house cream sauce, and topped with Parmesan and fresh basil.
You probably noticed that Lita took the fork out of my hand. I don't have one in this segment, unfortunately. Okay, I know that I've known Shane May for decades, and he's always talked about this. What have you done with this?
So what we have here, we have our black sambuca prawns served with garlic bread and a little arugula salad. With the prawns, what we've done is we've cooked them in garlic butter, so they're just about poached, and then we've added in the black sambuca, which caused the flambe effect, and you get this really nice licorice-y consistency. And then with the arugula salad, just very simple, lemon juice, salt and pepper, just something to really brighten up the prawns. And that garlic toast just to really sop up all of that liquid gold.
Well done. You've done a lot here. You're a young guy. I'm not trying to embarrass you on camera, but you've done some great stuff here. We're going to take this food and put some other food with it at the table right after this. Well, we've gone from the bar to a wonderful big table, which is good because we've got a lot more food. We're joined by Shane May and his daughter Malia of May Management, and my lovely and sparkling co-host, Lita Leapins, in the ABBA outfits. I'm in the band of CHEK outfit. We said this at the beginning of the show. Malia, let's start with you in the food. We've got a few more dishes here that Chef Adam has prepared.
Yes.
Diversity would be the thing I'd be thinking.
Oh, absolutely. We have anything from my personal favorite, the chicken parm. They've actually cut me off of it back there because I get it every night. We have our burrata and prosciutto, which is a fantastic dish on a bed of arugula. We have our confit garlic around there as well. And of course, burrata. We're a big fan of burrata here. Penne luxardo, that's one of my father's specialties. I grew up on that dish. Black sambuca, of course. To die for, we have pancetta in there, some sauteed mushrooms, peas, our delicious cream sauce as well. Pescatore, if you like seafood, we have a great medley in there. Our arancini balls are to die for as well. We have a fantastic salad, our salmon dish. The list goes on and on, so you really can't go wrong.
Not really sure how I ended up with salad in front of me, but
I think they've now named this the Gordon Garden Salad.
Oh,
so that is
wonderful,
dedicated
wonderful.
to
And-
Jim Gordon,
oh.
my non-sparkling co-host. But we're going to go over to Shane and tell us a little bit about how this came about.
Well, I've been really fortunate to be working with a group, the Wong family, Ed, Tamara, Parker, and Mr. Wong. We started over 2 years ago at the Golden Parrots.
Where we filmed a
couple
year and
of
a half
segments
ago,
there.
yeah.
That was wonderful, thank you. And then from there, this is another one of their properties. So when it came available, they wanted to kind of take it over and kind of said, well, you know, what do you want to do? And I was like, okay, well, our bag is Italian. You know, we used to own a place called Rossini's, as we're aware. And so they kind of went, okay, great, and what would you want to call it? And so I had to think about it for a couple of days. Came up with Nello's to honor our chef Nello. He mentored me in the kitchen. And so it's been such an amazing adventure since the beginning. You know, we've worked very hard, both families, and in putting this all together, and I'm very grateful for our chef Adam, because I would have had to end up being in the kitchen.
That would have been entertaining.
It would have been a little crazy, but we got him a couple of weeks before. I had a couple of small things that I had prepared, and that was it.
And you've created such a beautiful room here.
It's home, and that's what we want.
It's a gathering spot.
And it's a gathering spot, and it's such a. I'm just humbled by the support we've had from people in the area, and also our Rossini's followers that have come out, and now it's really great because they come in and they go, "Oh, hi, how you doing? Where's your daughter?" They don't ask for me anymore. It's like, "Where's Malia?"
I get that when we shoot our show, actually. It's like, "Where's Lita? Where's Lita?" Get that all the time. Hey, you've been on the show, I think, more than any other restaurateur in different places. You have.
Thank you.
You always, you go back to the early days of our show being gone from online to TV.
Yeah.
We always, it's kind of a tradition, we like to show this photo of your dad, who was second dad to me, obviously a dad to you, of course, and this is the photo that you take to every restaurant that you're involved with.
So, yeah, Dad and Elvis are hanging in 3 places, here at Nello's, at the Golden Parrots, and another project that I'm working on with the family at the Brownsville. And they bring us good luck.
Yeah.
It's quite a conversation
That's
piece.
a young dad with a young Elvis.
Yes, 1957 in Ottawa.
Yeah. Wow. And your dad, I always like to say your dad's just a little bit taller, which is a nice shot. So there it is. Hey,
pretty cool.
That you talk about humble. Lita and I, of course, are very humbled by 7 years on the as a show. We're starting our 8th year this month. And what a great place to celebrate it with friends here at Nello's in Coquitlam. We don't get out to the burbs enough, but we are now. So.
We don't. And we also want to shout out to all the people that have supported us over the years. We really appreciate it. These 2 included.
Yeah. Thank you guys very much.
We'll have all their details in our closing credits, and we look forward to starting our 8th year in our next episode. I'm Jim Gordon.
I'm Lita Leapins.
Thank you for joining us on this special edition of Our City Tonight. We'll see you next time. Can we eat now?
Yes, eat. Manja.
We're on the table. I gotta eat.
Manja.
Don't forget to check out past episodes and individual interviews, all on the Our City Tonight YouTube channel. Outdoor wear for Jim and Lita provided by Helly Hansen, alive since 1877. The Richmond Sentinel, providing news, entertainment, and human interest stories in print and online.